Okay, it's not even 3 minutes into the broadcast, and you're already making me blush like a schoolgirl. Good morning, Jeff John. What are you drinking today? Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at headlines from our city, our state, and our country, and where we take in your comments, ideas, and suggestions on how to connect with each other, how to connect with our destination in the best possible way as a community of English-speaking locals. Today is Friday the 14th, and if my voice is a little rough around the edges, it's because we had music appreciation event yesterday, and it was wonderful. Then I went out with dear, dear friends to celebrate another great presentation, and we laughed during dinner time so hard. The voice is paying a price, but things are good. Things are good here at Coffee and Headlines headquarters. And of course, it is Friday. Friday? Yes, Friday. There you go. I wonder what you have planned for the weekend. If you have exciting plans or places where I should go, where everybody else should go, please let us know in your comments. We'll be glad to look at those in the second half of the broadcast. And as always, if your comment is truly important, I would like it if you could possibly add a capital letter Q to the comment, and we'll be very happy to look at it in the comment section later on. If you are new to the broadcast, if you're watching live for the first time, feel free to let us know that you're new by writing the word new, and we'll give you a nice little welcome. And before I forget, I want to acknowledge the fact that Paula kindly sent me a list of the webcams that she looks at yesterday afternoon. Thank you very much, Paula. Didn't have a chance to put them all together, but I'm hopefully going to be able to do that by tomorrow, and maybe even put a reference section of the webcams on the Coffee and Headlines website for those of you that are not here in Puerto Vallarta but feel a little Puerto Vallarta sick or homesick, whatever you want to call it. We have a little bit of this and a little bit of that in the news today, some complaints, and of course I learned a new word which I didn't even check on how to pronounce it. It's leachate. I hope I'm pronouncing it properly. I don't even know, but leachate, we have a word for that in Spanish, and that is lixiviados, and leachate refers to all the water that seeps out of waste solids when they're not picked after properly. And as if worrying about sewage water in Colonia Emiliano Zapata wasn't enough, there is now increasing concern with the amount of leachate. I'm going to check the pronunciation on that later on. Well, a lot of this stuff is accumulating in areas where trash is not collected. And I also want to react to the final paragraph of this article in Spanish because I take major issues with it, and I think you might too. The final paragraph on this article by Tribuna de la Bahía says, The romantic zone is the only place in Puerto Vallarta where low season doesn't exist because it has tourists with high disposable income 12 months a year, but the hygiene conditions leave a lot to be desired. Okay, so let's unpack that. We don't call it La Zona Romántica. A lot of you people would like to call it the romantic zone. Some of you call it um, uh, Old Town and South Side and this, that, and the other. And it is unfortunate when even the local papers don't refer to the place by its name, which is Colonia Emiliano Zapata. And then there's this whole thing about low season. This is more of a personal thing, although many, many, many years ago, when I used to work at Vallarta Lifestyles, we banned the use of the phrase low season because in our publications, or their publications at the time, because, once you call it low, then you're making it be low. So here's an open invitation. We've done this before and we'll do it again for anyone who ever thinks of the summer months as the low season, to think about the summer months as the summer season. If you think it's going to be low, then chances are it will. And then this whole business of the Emiliano Zapata being the only area in Puerto Vallarta that has disposable income 12 months a year. Well, the good thing is that this is changing. There are people with disposable income all over the city year round. And this varies like in any city, but somehow I figured I would throw this into the mix and see your thoughts on that. I see a couple of cues that are showing up, and we'll take a look at them in a little while. Moving right on with the rest of the news, here's another concern that caught my attention. Concern is also increasing around the number of giant manta rays in the bay that are hurt or even mutilated by jet skis and small motor boats. Even the National Commission for National Protected Areas is echoing pleas and requests made by environmental groups to encourage fishermen and local boat owners to moderate their speed as they travel through the bay, or to do so with a watch person on the front of the boat. And I know that the front of the boat has a special name, but I don't know what it is. Regardless of that, if you're traveling on a small vessel, you're most likely to find, like in the water taxis, you're likely to find that there's a captain at the rear of the boat and there's somebody watching the way on the front of the boat. If you happen to go on a boat that does not feature a watch person on the front, let them know that they may want to consider doing that, because it is important to protect these animals. I've gone through the opportunity of riding on boats when the captain actually slows down the boat to allow us to, oh, thank you, Jeff. The bow is the front. Can you tell I don't spend a lot of time in the water? It's not even funny. Anyhow, I've been able to see these giant manta rays up close and in person because there are very thoughtful boat captains out there that do stop or decrease their speed so that you can see them, but not everybody behaves that way. Anyhow, let us move on to the weather just to see what's going on out there. Bum, ba-dim, bum, boom, bum, bum. And the weather, our snarky weatherman says that cloud looks like the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man's obese mother-in-law. Okay, whatever. 24 degrees out there right now. Humidity feels at 49. Humidity is at 49%. Fahrenheit temperature is 75 degrees. And our forecast for today says partly cloudy skies through the day with a high of 28 and a low of 16. Tomorrow, Saturday, mostly clear skies with a high of 29 and a low of 16. And then Sunday will be a humid day with clear skies and a high temperature of 30 and a low temperature of 17. Moving right along, a bit of odds and ends. I don't know if you remember, well, I hope you remember, that yesterday we were talking about complaints, and then somebody mentioned, well, Puerto Vallarta should have flying cars. And I thought to myself, what am I going to put on the cover of yesterday's broadcast? Well, you may recall how a few days ago I showed you Firefly, the new artificial intelligence service that Adobe released, where you can type a description for an image and it will make an artificial intelligent image from scratch. So yesterday, not knowing exactly what to feature on the cover of our broadcast, I went on to Firefly and I said, well, give me a flying car on the beach. And this is the image that I got. And the reason why I say that this was an adventure is because these images are not supposed to be used for commercial use. And I didn't know whether I would be able to get away with the fact that I was using this on the YouTube channel and also on the Facebook and on the website, but everything seemed to work fine. Michael says he loves the live camera, but is a good thing I'm wearing shorts. Can you see my oh goodness, yes, you can see my everything. Well, we will point it in a different direction. I will make it a tighter shot by tomorrow. No worries. And I'm always wearing shorts, by the way. Only once have I not been wearing shorts, and you didn't even notice. Moving right along. I just noticed this today. I know it's short notice, but believe it or not, the Mercado or Mercadito in El Torito is celebrating their second anniversary with a special nighttime edition, which will take place tomorrow evening, starting at 5:30 p.m. If you happen to find yourselves in El Torito, or you want to head in that general direction, there will be the usual items that you find on the Sunday market, but it will all happen tomorrow evening. And there will be live music by a reggae band called Brimstone. They are going to be there all the way from Jamaica. Let's see what else we have. Oh, here, I have a question for you. I don't know if you've ever been here or if you even know that this exists. You are looking at an image of the natural, and I say natural with quotes because somebody needs to have built that. This is a natural ocean water pool, and it is located right next to the Grand Palladium Hotel on the way to Punta de Mita. On the one hand, we know that beaches in Mexico are federal zones that are accessible to everyone. On the other hand, we also know that big hotels are very sneaky at making sure that they build things in such a way that mere mortals like you and I cannot access them. So my question is, did you know that this natural ocean water pool exists, and have you ever gone to enjoy it without actually going through the hotel? As in, is there an access point for people to go into it from the highway and enjoy a couple of hours there? So there you go. Or maybe this is completely new to you as well. If that is the case, please know that this exists. And it looks great on Google Maps, by the way. We also learned, thanks to Banderas News, that our dear friend Amy Armstrong is back in the city and back presenting her Loca La Vida show by popular demand. She started again this past Wednesday evening with shows that take place at 7 p.m. at Nacho Daddy, and will continue to present her show along with Fernando Gonzalez every Wednesday until May 17th. So if you love Amy and you love the music she does and you missed the opportunity to catch her show before, here is an opportunity to see her again. And speaking of again, we had a wonderful music appreciation presentation yesterday, but on the one hand, I heard from some people that would have wanted to go but couldn't make it on that specific date, and then there were two very kind gentlemen that arrived halfway through the presentation because they took notice of it at a different time zone and didn't connect the dot. And long story short, I felt bad, and I figured, well, we would be glad to try to do this again. So our What is a Musical Anyway presentation, which was a lot of fun, will happen again a week from yesterday. This will be on Thursday, April 20th at the same time as usual, 5 o'clock local time. So if you missed it and would like to go, this is an opportunity to do it. If you didn't know and would like to be there, we would love to welcome you. This is part of all the adult education offerings at the Joint Co-working Hotel. Last but not least, I want to remind you that our dear friends from Hecho a Mano PV have their pop-up art show tomorrow at Mami Chula, starting at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This is in Colonia Versalles. Mami Chula is the fairly new Jamaican restaurant in our neighborhood. So that's what we have for today. And let me take a quick look at your comments, your good mornings, and your cues. Purim, pam, pum, pam, pum. Let me set this up, and there we go. Okay. Good mornings. And yes, oh, God bless you, David. 117 more days. Now, that is a professional day counter. I love it. Let's see. Let's see what else we have. Oh my goodness, Christy just sent me some kick-ass images of her kitties and her squirrels, and there were kitties and squirrels, and there was another animal she's looking after, and I promise I will have those ready to share by tomorrow. Let's see. Purim pum pim. Oh, that makes two of us. Marie is excited for the meet and greet this coming Wednesday. Marie is arriving tomorrow. Welcome to Puerto Vallarta. I am excited for the meet and greet again because I've been hearing from a number of friends that are looking forward to it. So it should be a lot of fun. Boom, beam, boom, beam, boom. Joe says leachate. Leachate. Maybe that's what I said. I don't know if that's what I said. Catherine calls it garbage goo. I think that is a lot easier to remember. Thank you for that. And it smells really bad. I forgot to say that, but it smells really bad. Boom, boom, boom. Here's a cue. Do you know where the dividing line is between Los Muertos Beach and Olas Altas Beach? I didn't even know there was a dividing line, for that matter. Doug, I didn't know there was such a thing as Olas Altas Beach. In my book, and I think in the city's book, there is no such thing as Olas Altas Beach. Olas Altas just happens to be the street, and what you're probably thinking of as Olas Altas Beach is actually part of Los Muertos. Los Muertos continues all the way up to the Rio Cuale pedestrian bridge, as far as I know, but I'll be happy to check. I think I agree with you, Paula. The name low season was used by all travel agents for so long that it is just ingrained in us. I agree with you, but I refuse to accept that notion, not because it's coming from you, but just in general. I think if I leave my house thinking I'm going to get hit by a bus, I'm going to get hit by a bus. And I don't think that low season does Puerto Vallarta any favors as an expression or a way to refer to summer months. Let's see. Jeannie says, great tacos at Big Moy. Thank you very much. I wish I knew where that is. Maybe you can let us know. If not, we will do some research. Good answer, Logan. The person who wrote that paragraph obviously never has enjoyed a dinner at Campomar, La Vaca Argentina, or La Magdalena on a Monday night in July. Yes, we can all attest that these restaurants are packed year around, and these restaurants are not inexpensive. Let's see what else. Doody doody doo. Doody doody doo. Doody doody doo. Oh, Mark, yes. Thank you very much for the suggestion for flying cars yesterday. It's stuck in my mind. So it was either that or I also I asked Firefly to give me a photograph of angry cats waiting in line at the complaint department. But I think the flying car was more effective. Karen asks, where is my assistant Luna? Luna is on the bed. She is giving me a little bit of a break for a few days. And she said, Paco, I think the cluster is more interested in seeing your behind the scenes than seeing me. So you can take my own camera. You can take the Luna cam and repurpose it for a few days. So Luna will be back at some point. Jeff asks, is Amy's show in Espanol or English? Amy sings mostly in English, but will surprise with a couple of songs that she sings in Spanish. And of course, Fernando sings in both languages. Thank you for that, dear friend. My friend Michal says, Paco's musical lecture on Broadway musicals was so very good yesterday. Please go to the encore if you can. You will learn, you will laugh, and you may even cry a little. Yes, that's exactly what we did. And I see a new person, Gary. Good morning to everyone. Gary from Northern California. I have been a member since January 1st. I'm a big fan of the show. Thank you. Thank you, Paco, for inviting us into your living room for a cup of coffee and headlines. It's a nice way to start the day. I'll be arriving in Puerto Vallarta April 18, just in time for the meet and greet. Oh, fantastic. So please, Gary, please reach out to me and say hello. I'll be the dude wearing the extravagantly over-the-top beaded collar necklace that I'm making for that special event. It would be so nice to say hello to you in person. Let's see. Hi, Jess. It's great to see you here. Jess is my dear friend. She's the daughter of our regulars, Dan and Kathy. It is a pleasure to see you. Let's see. You're absolutely right, Frank. Many tourists only come here in the summer months and wonder what it's like here in January and February. Well, if anybody wonders what it's like in summer or in the fall, that's what Coffee and Headlines is for. I mean, we are primarily for English-speaking locals, but if there are tourists out there wondering about the other seasons, you know, we would be happy to talk about this. Jeannie lets us know that Big Moy is on Constitucion Street, number 287. I'll add it to my list. Thank you very much for that. And let's see what else. Logan was there at the lecture last night, at the presentation. Thank you very much for that. And I think this brings us to the end of today's broadcast. Yes. So, as always, I thank you for your company. I thank you for your support. I thank you for your questions. I didn't see any takers on that natural water pool, so I'll continue to research. I think it might be a fun place to go splash for the day. That's it. Go and enjoy the day. Have an absolutely wonderful Friday. I'll see some of you tomorrow here in the morning, and if I don't see you tomorrow, hopefully I'll see you again sometime soon at Coffee and Headlines or around town. Have a great day.